Is that it? No? Got a little bit more? Ah, it means Kara could have survived. F.
You said I should never let anyone tell me who I was. But you didn't say that there was such a high price to pay for it. That freedom
You
wasn't a
said you
gift,
said
that it was a
press the wrong
fight,
button,
but
Kara, though.
I don't know.
I didn't actually look. I
Maybe
accidentally
that's what
pressed
you were
X.
trying to tell me.
So I didn't know what that option was.
I just wanted my people to be free. But instead, all I did was lead them to disaster.
Yeah, we kind of blew it.
I'm trying to find answers, but everything around me keeps falling apart. I don't want to shed blood, whatever the color. But I can't let them slaughter us. I have to make a decision that is going to affect millions of lives.
In the end, they ran into the most human ending.
But I don't know what to do. I miss you, Carl. I miss you so much.
Oh, let's wreck him. Well, we're a failed leader. It all went bad. We blew it. In my inability to make firm decisions, we blew it. The guy's brain just blew. Yeah.
It's my fault the humans managed to locate Jericho. I was stupid. I should have guessed they were using me. I'm sorry, Marcus. I can understand if you decide not to trust me.
You're one of us now. Your place is with your people.
There are thousands of androids at the CyberLife assembly plant. If we could wake them up, they might join us and shift the balance of power.
You want to infiltrate the CyberLife Tower? Connor, that's suicide.
They trust me. They'll let me in. If anyone has a chance of infiltrating CyberLife, it's me.
If you go there, they will kill you.
There's a high probability. But statistically speaking, there's always a chance for unlikely events to take place.
That's pretty epic, to be fair.
Be careful.
Look on, I have it.
it weren't for you, I'd be dead. Thanks to you, I might see our people free one day. You and I haven't always agreed, but I know that we're fighting for the same thing. Whatever you decide, I'm with you, Marcus.
Okay. I do still feel like no matter what, this kind of ends with like a bitter, like, because like I say, so again, prediction time. But I feel like the thing with Connor is like, if you follow his storyline and you don't do the deviancy, you have the option to be deviant with maybe like the minimal like line. You do it, but Amanda still trusts you, so you can go into the cyberlife thing. Like, she doesn't trust us at all, so like the cyberlife plan's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna happen.
What's your system status?
I'm okay. Bullet didn't hit any bike components.
Nice.
You could have been killed trying to save me, Marcus. You have to think of our people first. Nothing else matters.
They say they don't want
It'd
to
be
take
cool
any
if
risks
there were
with
multiple choices
deviants.
kind of had to become
So they're
deviants,
rounding
it
up
wasn't just
people
one
up and
final
taking them to
decision.
the
Yeah,
camps for extermination.
I think there might be, because the whole thing was ramping up every time you made a
In a few
slight
hours,
deviant
we're
choice.
gonna be the only ones left. How many of us survived the attack?
A few hundred? Maybe more if you count those hiding all over the city. If you hadn't triggered the bomb, we'd all be dead. In a few hours, it'll all be over. We'll have changed the world, or the world will have destroyed us. You have to make a choice, Marcus. But whatever you choose, we will follow you. I love you, Marcus.
Oh, emotion from the robots. Ooh la la. In front of everyone. Ooh la la. Robot hanky panky in front of everyone. Keep it PG. Form the people of your choice. Well, I guess this is it. Final crossroads.
Humans have decided to exterminate us. Our people are packed in camps right now, being destroyed. Time has come to make a choice. One that very well may determine the future of our people.
March peacefully toward the camps and pressure the authorities. Launch an assault on the camps to liberate the androids. Okay, big one. Big one. Now, I feel like either choice becomes affected by if Connor is successful. That is a hedge betting I'm making. I see, this is my own sort of like indecision that's kind of bit me on the backside, because it's like, well, show them that we are strong or trying to be peaceful, which kind of backfired because Molotovs, I guess. So now I'm just sort of like, screw it, maybe you should just go like violence the whole time. A reminder in case you missed info, it's extermination camps. Said no. Yeah, and like it's extermination, so like they're already just destroying peeps. So it's like, if we that's liberation, skirt, revolution. Why not? I'm kind of just like,
Now,
I'm
if
already
they
disappointed.
want war,
I'm already disappointed with my
they'll get
choices.
it. We are going to fight for our freedom, and we will succeed or die. Are you ready to follow me?
Being all French. I feel like there's just no way that. But what even happens if you succeed? Like, yeah, that's it. I don't think there is a succeeding. That's the thing. Oh wow. Carl died in broken. Is it possible for Carl not to die? What the heck is all this? Jericho. Okay, so Jericho cannot be attacked if Connor doesn't find it. You see what annoys me? Well, no, not what annoys me. What was very clever game design was that I really felt like I wanted to succeed as Connor, because I was saying I didn't really connect with the characters before, but like just that inner gamer, that inner sort of like gameplayer drive to like just wanna succeed kind of pushed me to look at the very limited evidence that I feel like I almost shouldn't have like got the answer from, like led directly to that sort of crossroads. There are all these other options that lead to a separate ending. Deviants regroup.
At 6 a.m. this morning, a national curfew
Told you
was
if we get
declared.
variability value unlike other games
Civilian
where you make
movement
choices
will be
and only
strictly controlled.
scene which changes the
The
end.
right to assembly is suspended. All electronic communications are restricted, and I have granted enhanced powers to our security agencies. In addition to these measures, all androids must be handed over to the authorities immediately. Temporary camps are being set up in all our major cities to contain and destroy them. I am now asking all civilians to cooperate with the authorities and rest assured that everything in our power is being done to guarantee the security of our nation.
Madam President! Madam President! A convoy of medical cobalt is reported missing. Army weapons stores are also said to have been robbed. Can you confirm these reports?
I have no information on that at this time.
Madam President!
Is it true that the androids could hack our IT systems, like nuclear power plants and military bases?
All androids working on sensitive sites have been neutralized, and all IT systems have been suspended to avoid any risks of hacking. The situation is under control.
Madam President! Has the leader of the Deviants been apprehended?
The deviant that is known as Marcus has not been located yet, but we will soon track it down and neutralize it.
Please. Please! Madam President!
What can you tell us about the assault that happened last night?
The FBI raided an abandoned freighter in Detroit at 10:45 p.m. yesterday. Several thousand androids were destroyed or captured. Our forces are now combing the streets to ensure that none got through the net. We are going to find them one by one and destroy them. Thank you. That will be all.
Well, Connor, you're up, bud. I think this is gonna blow up. Like, this is gonna just go wrong immediately. I would not want to be lifestyle, but
Connor model
Shredder.
313-248-317. I'm expected.
Identification successful.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ultimately, the message is war never changes. it's a horrible thing. No one wins when there is conflict, right? Like let's put a fine point on it.
Follow me. We'll escort you.
Thanks, but I know where to go.
Maybe.
The people
But I have
who
my
win at
orders.
wars, they're called politicians. Yeah. Vis-a-vis Bob Dylan's Masters of War. Legit though, like I know it's very Metal Gear Solid to say, but like politicians and capitalism win wars. No one else does.
Agent 23 identified. Cargo android identified. Agent 47 identified. Scan complete. Access authorized.
And this is like Serenity Garden we were in, I think, at the beginning, repeatedly and stuff. They're just gonna turn around and just like shoot us, bro. Like, there's no way we make it through this. We've been too deviant the whole time. Also, this is a proper wild camera angle.
Agent 54, level 31.
Voice recognition validated. Access authorized.
Warehouse. You can't believe in the Connor. I've been too deviant with them though, like. Alright, let's start with the one closest to us. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Alright, we dropped them both, that's fine.
Please indicate your identity and destination.
Agent 54, level sub 49.
Voice recognition validated. Access authorized.
But they now not going to be like, why is the lift coming back down? Why is our buds like dead? It seems like government making CyberLife turn over the stock would be one of the fairest things to do, yeah.
Whatever happens, we stick together, right? As long as we're together, nothing can hurt us.
I don't know what that stat was.
Come on, get out! Get a move on! Out!
Exit the truck. What was that stat? I'd really like to know.
Hands on your heads! Line up with the others, right now.
Downtown.
Forward!
This is like real depressing. This is like real dark. Sorry, I just like this is like meant to be really bleak. And like I say the D word because
I can't. You just have to go through the gate. There's nothing to be scared of. I'll be right behind you.
but like this is you know meant to be really scary, right? Like this is meant to be horrible.
You really need to do this. Just do it for me. Please.
It's gonna be like horrific if she like gets too stressed and then like self-destructs, because that's gonna be like
Come on,
really
it's your
dark
turn.
to watch. I almost like the fact that we're having to go through it. This is wild. Like incredibly like powerful though, I guess.
Deactivate your skin. Hurry up.
Please, Gar, don't. We have to.
Strip off. Put your clothes in the dumpster.
This is wild.
Come on, this way. Get a move on.
So we're going through the dehumanization of non-humans. Yeah, this is wild. Well, that was.
You, take this one to the dump.
No, no, please, I beg you.
I gave you an order. Obey, now.
I beg you, please don't kill me.
You there, get rid of these two and make it snappy.
Right away, sir.
Forward! Come on, get moving. You, over there.
No, wait, we're together.
Over there, I said.
Wow.
Kara!
This is. Oof.
Today, November 11, 2038, is the day the android people rose up against their oppressors. We've been fighting since dawn to liberate our fellow androids from the camps. We won't cease hostilities until we are
like,
free, and negotiations begin to grant us equal rights.
Like, so like I get the point they're making, but like there's a certain level of nuance that's maybe missed there. Like a content warning could be great. I mean, that's like, you know, I mean, like, you know, I've been to Poland. I've been, like, you know, and I've seen those sort of sites, and like, I'm not saying like, oh, that makes me all holier than thou, not, but like, even to like recreate that vibe, I think in this sense is like bold, shall we say? Like really bold of them to do. But like a content warning would have been nice, especially because there are people that could be really quite emotionally affected by that. in a negative way, and like it being caught out by it. Yeah, so I'm like, ooh, mixed feelings at this moment. Like that was very dark, and I get like why it is. My issue is that when you're trying to make maybe like socio-political comments, and November 11th is a significant date as well, yeah. Like when you're making socio-political comments like this in a game, but they like deliberately shift the narrative to be about something else, it's easy for people who don't want to kind of discuss that message to be like, well, it's just robots, it doesn't matter, I never cared anyway, and to not get like the humanistic point. I think that's where it's a little bit awkward. This game has been made by a French studio, and in our country it's a commemoration day. Oh, okay, I didn't know.
There are millions of us, and we will stop at nothing.
Public opinion, like, is never gonna go well, was it? Popping caps, yeah. I agree with you, Chim, but that's also why I feel that the human aspect is important and a strong message. Yeah, I can see that.
Shit.
Whoa, Connor. Like Keanu Reeves over here. This is where you're just gonna walk into like the room of like where it's just all Connors. You're gonna be like Kamehameha, like.
Piece of shit. Step back, Connor.
Oh.
And I'll spare him.
Sorry,
That's the twist.
Connor. This bastard's your spitting image.
Get out of here. I want to die. Please, let me out. I want to get out. Alice! Is anything wrong? Let me out.
Do not move and remain silent. Obey now.
No. No, I will not let you kill me.
Alice?
I want to get out of here. I want to get out.
Alice!
Yo, where's Alice at?
Alice?
Carol.
Luther?
I thought I'd never see you again.
Where's Alice though?
Alice. Where's Alice?
Sorry, we'll keep doing this. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Alice is alone. And here. We have to find her.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You, and you, over this way. And you. Come on, get a move on.
No, Luther.
Save Alice.
Like, where can she be? Oh, there she is. Is that not? I'm not moving.
Jerry?
Hey, look, it's Jerry.
So they captured you too. They came to take out the Jerrys. They separated us.
Ah,
But it's all gonna work out, isn't it?
oh, Jerry.
Do you know where Alice is?
Alice? The little one? We know, yes. We think we saw her. Carl, if we can help in any way, just ask. We have to save the little one.
What's behind these doors?
Jerry? Jerry?
Jerry.
Kara,
Jerry, I have to find Alice. Do you know where she is?
you stay here. We come back soon.
We were with her like 10 seconds. Like, what happened?
Cara, Alice, are you okay? Are you hurt?
I don't like this place. We have to get out of here.
Come on, move along.
Jerry's hot.
Come on, you two.
Wait a minute. Leave her alone! Leave her alone! Cara! Alice!
She is very stressed.
Come on, this way. Get moving. Faster.
And the situation is escalating towards civil war in Detroit, with our armed forces preparing to put down the android rebellion.
They seem to be headed towards the camps where the androids have been interned pending destruction. Soldiers have taken up positions around the Hart Plaza camp. Authorities seem to be expecting a confrontation with the rebel androids here at any time.
This is wild, yo. Wild.
Freedom or death.
Freedom or death. Attack!
They've regrouped. They outnumber us and they're better armed than we are.
We've got to be fast and overwhelm them. That's our only hope.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna get to that fucking camp and free our people.
Be careful, Marcus. Our people need you.
I like this like this actiony twist. It's pretty cool.
Fire!
One of those is gonna get us killed.
Won't save me this time, Marcus. The blood we spill will be on our hands.
Bit late for that now, boss. Like.
Cover me!
Probability of success 58%. Yeah.
I don't want to die, Marcus. I don't want to die.
Hide here. Don't move till it's over, okay?
Cover me.
This is, I did not expect it to take such an actiony turn, and I quite like it. We're gonna like run out of like covering fire on that though eventually, right? Like, yeah, that's those options blocked.
Fire.
On my signal. Stand by. Follow me!
Yeah, I thought that made tactical sense.
We can't move forward. That machine gun is taking down everything that moves.
Damn it. Grenades.
Stand by. In position. On my signal. For Jericho!
Yeah, New North is gonna get hit. Damn.
Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. For Jericho!
Wow, we got absolutely wrecked.
Stand by. In position. In position. For Jericho!
Bro, like, what are you supposed to do?
Marcus, it's over. We have to get out of here right now.
That's what happens when you put an action sequence in a narrative game.
Your friend's life is in your hands. Now it's time to decide what matters most. Him or the revolution?
Don't listen to him. Everything this fucker says is a lie.
I used to be just like you. I thought nothing mattered except the mission. But then one day I understood. Very moving, Connor. But I'm not a deviant. I'm a machine designed to accomplish a task, and that's exactly what I am going to do. If I surrender, how do I know you won't kill him? I'll only do what is strictly necessary to accomplish my mission. It's up to you whether or not that includes killing this human. Enough talk! It's time to decide who you really are. Are you going to save your partner's life? Or are you going to sacrifice him? All right. You win.
This is confused.
Hold it!
Oh, here we go.
Thanks, Hank. I don't know how I would have managed without you.
Oh no.
Get rid of him. We have no time to lose. It's me, Hank. I'm the real Connor.
Oh no.
One of you is my partner. The other is a sack of shit. Question is, who's who?
What are you doing, Hank? I'm the real Connor. Give me the gun and I'll take care of it.
Move!
Why don't you ask us something? Something only the real Connor would know.
Watch me blow this now.
Alright, where did we first meet?
Jimmy's bar. I checked 4 other bars before I found you. We went to the scene of a homicide. The victim's name was Carlos Ortiz. He uploaded my memory.
What's my dog's name?
Sumo. His name is Sumo. I knew that too.
My son, what's his name?
Cole. His name was Cole. And he just turned 6 at the time of the accident. It wasn't your fault, Lieutenant. A truck skidded on a sheet of ice and your car rolled over. Cole needed emergency surgery, but no human was available to do it. So an android had to take care of him.
I messed up.
Cole didn't make it.
Oh man, that's heavy.
That's why you hate androids. You think one of us is responsible for your son's death.
Cole died because a human surgeon was too high on red ice to operate. He was the one that took my son from me. Him in this world where the only way people can find comfort is with a fistful of powder.
I knew about your son too. I would have said exactly the same thing. Don't listen to him, Hank. I'm the one who...
Yeah, get wrecked.
Yeah, I've learned a lot since I met you, Connor. Maybe there's something to this. Maybe you really are alive. Maybe you'll be the ones to make the world a better place. Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Hank, absolute legend. That was a pretty cool moment. I'm just a bit annoyed I blew the rest of the game.
Wake up!
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Epic times 1,000, yeah.
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Well, maybe we'd have succeeded at, you know, making it 2 years, but F.
It's Marcus. He's coming. He's gonna save us.
He ain't, bud. Sorry.
Step forward when you hear the signal. You got it? I don't want to tell you a second time.
Why is it so easy to wake up now? That's alright now. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think we'll ever know.
Why are we here?
Yeah, I'm
What are you going to
recycling.
do with us? Kara! Alice! Kara! No, Alice, don't move! fine. Don't move, you hear me?
Don't leave me all alone, Kara. I can't. I can't.
Line up with the others, right now.
Safety code mentioned by the Connor. Oh, okay.
Back in line.
Can we not like dash?
I can help you, Kara. I can attract the guards' attention.
Oh, Jerry, absolute MVP.
Back in line. You dead for what? Back in line, I said.
Kara! I was so scared.
Are you alright?
Come on, move it!
That's where presumably the clip would have changed if he was successful, I guess. Oh yeah, this is going to be horrible. We physically have to like walk to our death. That is not an escape route, like.
Luther, I won't let them kill you, Carol. I won't let them destroy the only people I love.
No, Luther. You can't sacrifice yourself. We'll find another way.
If there's no other way, I'll do it.
Ah, screw it.
Good care of her, Kara.
This, oi.
I love you both.
Yeah, what got into these things? No idea. They're going from bad to worse. Don't move.
Go, Ellis.
No, Kara! No!
Shake. Oh, dang it. Oh no. That was violent. Grab the gun and drop the rest of them, yeah. And yeah, how did, like, just that's okay, like, just need bother.
We're receiving particularly grim news from Detroit. Joss, you're on live. What's happening down there?
We have you surrounded. Come out now.
Lol.
hands in the air. If you surrender now, we will not shoot.
Yeah, they sound super convincing.
There has just been an explosion in Detroit. We still do not know what caused it, but we will...
We have many unconfirmed reports, but we have no official news on exactly what it is at this time.
Explosion in the south of Detroit. We still don't know if there are any victims, but these events may be linked to the android rebellion currently taking place in the city.
A dirty bomb, Madam President.
My God.
Androids. Thousands of androids are taking to the streets of Detroit at this very moment. They're absolutely everywhere. This is incredible.
And the authorities have ordered the immediate evacuation of the city. If it really is a dirty bomb, then the radiation levels will be lethal for miles around.
Detroit has just fallen into the hands of the android rebellion.
This is a disaster. An unprecedented disaster.
Today, deviant androids triggered a dirty bomb in Detroit. This bomb released fatal levels of radioactive toxic waste. To ensure the safety of the population, the military is evacuating all civilians within a 50-mile radius. The city may remain uninhabitable for decades. Moreover, the deviants are thought to have taken control of a cyber life plant and liberated over 1 million androids that were stored there. This is the first time in our history that one of our cities has fallen into enemy hands. We are going to fight them with all our strength, and we won't rest until we have taken back control of Detroit and destroyed the last of them. Humanity is about to face its most important battle, one that will lead to our victory or our extinction. May God bless you all. And may God bless the United States of America.
Bless you all. Oh, this is outside of Detroit. F for these two then.
Alice.
Oh, it's playing sad music.
I love you, Kara.
I love you too, Alice.
Well, we did it. I always hate when you can't skip the credits. Sure did it. Right, I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna move up here. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, I'll move it back down if there's a post-credit scene, but Robert Alice 9. GG, I guess. Oh, well. Okay, so initial thoughts. Yeah, that was some wild stuff. I had to deal with shenanigans, so this was fun to come back to. Okay, so let's start with the good stuff. Such a different end than yours. I would argue that. So I would argue that all three main characters survived. Therefore, good ending. All three main characters lived the entire length of the game. I'd say good ending. I think, I think the game would be meaningless if, if first try, bear in mind, you just got to the end of the game and everything was peachy and you somehow, cracked the case, but everyone survived and everyone lived happy families, liberated the 100 people, and Marcus and North stayed together, and all that type of thing, Luther and all that stayed together. I feel like that would undermine. That was rough. That was rough. There was no other way to win. I suppose if you'd have waited, maybe the other androids would have came to get you. But I feel like you'd have had to have done. The question on my mind is because there are 85 different endings, we were told. It was. It was spiteful. I'm fueled on spite and caffeine, it's fine. I'd be most interested to know, I'm reading a thing to figure out a thing, and one, this game has a lot going on. Yeah. I'd like to know what the biggest sort of points were. Oh, is the credits finished? No, it's more credits. If that makes sense, I'd like to know the biggest point, the biggest splitting paths are. I will say incredibly well done in just the composition and all those different choices that must really come to a head there. My kind of issue is I mean, well, how many hours I've been streaming now? This is a 7-hour stream now. So this is a what? I did 5 parts last week for this, 5 hours, so a 12-hour game, and I just haven't got the capacity to play through it again, and I don't think maybe there is an all flowers kind of beautiful ending, right? By the way, I had no idea Alice was a robot. I was talking mess. Well, you were right. Someone owes you a cup of tea. It was funny that she seemed unaware of it though. That was weird. I think, yeah, going back to what I was saying, it'd be weird, I think, if you played that perfect first try and got the best ending. That I think would be weird first try. I think the whole point is that you're meant to mess up because the game is so well constructed from a design perspective. I mean, the fact that you can lose Kara in the first chapter of her mission is quite interesting. That's bold. That's a bold design choice. However, if you got that on your first playthrough, would that be enough to just make you go, can't be bothered? I was genuinely annoyed I messed up in the Eden Club. That was a genuinely sour moment. And then there are a few other things where I didn't quite get what I wanted to do. I was surprised when you said that. That's why I reacted. Couldn't figure out how you figured it out. But I genuinely kind of wonder is there a best ending, and how would you get it? You'd have to. Because I feel like Connor activating all the robots must be part of the good ending. But to do that, you need both Hank's trust and him to go deviant. But it doesn't appear that you can get deviant up until that point. But to get to Jericho, you have to have led them to Jericho, and that's pretty bad. Like, unless they meet at a further point, I don't know. Maybe that you can just go there and then just start converting them and turn deviant at that point. There is one, but you didn't get it. Okay. It's both a good, I think, and a bad reflection of a game when you can finish it and feel somewhat dissatisfied. Like, I just felt like I reached a point where the march for me was the point where I knew I was never gonna get. No, actually, I can't remember which came first. The bit where we did the stores, and I was like, okay, let's have a little bit of violence, and then I Molotov'd it. That was the point where I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna end well. And the march, I feel like the march has to be one of the big sticking points. Because I suppose you could kind of risk losing favor, but then coming back for a bigger hit. But I'd love to do, to see, I guess, maybe like an all pacifist run. Okay, I gotta walk my dog, but I'll be listening to post game. Feel yucky though. Oh, half a man, you need to get some sleep, yeah. Good playthrough, thank you. And I think the game does a good job of like giving you genuine options. I didn't like the time sections, and I thought it was a bit weird that like that action section, like how do you succeed at that? Do you just need like more people? Do you have to have two sides charge at once? Does that I just blew at that. We had a 60% probability of success at one point. So yeah, the actual plot in terms of itself is quite. I was saying like it was designed to be powerful and you're essentially making a social commentary, right? But in a weird way, I didn't think the individual strands of story were that good. Like, Kara's was like, we need to find shelter about 4 times, and things going horrifically wrong. You know what I mean? Like, Marcus was try and find the thing. That was just a really bad chapter. I don't understand why that was in the game. Especially given that like you couldn't lose, you just had to wander around the city. Yeah, there is a lot of time success of failure, and that like that's important. Like it can go well for Kara, yeah. But I feel like the point that it is trying to make is that like there is no success when there is war and conflict, right? Like that, like war never changes. That kind of vibe. Yeah, and that's it. Because my other issue is I feel like there, even with the flowchart, right? Like I feel like there are so many different options. I could play it again, make entirely different choices, but still end up with like just as equally like that unfulfilled kind of feeling. And that isn't really what you want, I don't think. I feel like you want to kind of be able to finish a game and go like, oh yeah, like smashed it, and feel triumphant, I guess. But again, by the same token, I like ingenuity, and I think it's kind of bold that that's because you had conflict in your play, so I'm sure it's every game. That's true. I couldn't really make up my mind what I wanted to do, and I think ultimately that came through with the fact that I got like a muddled and muddied kind of crappy ending. But I think if anything, that is probably reflexive of myself, and that I would try and have this hodgepodge kind of. I wouldn't go all out violence. I would try and be peaceful.
Think of an alert. So put your hands up for Detroit. Put your hands up for Detroit. I love this city.
Offer drop in a 10-month resub, absolute legend. Let me drop some bananas in chat for that absolute lad of a legend. Love to see it. Yeah, I don't know. I think like, yeah, so I think if anything that's almost reflexive of me, in that I would be not indecisive, but like want to achieve peace but demonstrate strength. But I feel like that is a thing that you see in these games, whereby like if you go all pacifist, people are like, well, you are weak, and then people fall out with you. But if you go all violent, this happens, which is why I purely went spiteful and just went, well, sodgers then. Big boom it is. Yeah, like disappointed in myself. Good on the game. Be really interested. I think there are just too many endings though. Too many. Like I don't so much want to replay it again because it's so long. Love you too, Bob. As much as like I almost just want to just be like, I'll just watch someone get all the endings. But the big thing I want to know the most is like sorry, just getting trophies. The big thing I want to know most is what are the big choke points. Don't be, you had a really good ending considering, and you had a good game. That's the thing. Like it's not like I didn't not enjoy it. Wait, why is that 0%? Your choices cannot be bad, really. It's yours, and that's the point. Yeah, you made the. Yeah, that's true. That's the point. Revolution. Ah man, we like nearly made it. Yeah, because I didn't unlock it. I didn't realize it was different. It was a bit confusing. And then yeah, we just big kaboom. My problem is that I want to kind of just know what's up here. Like I really want to know what kind of like these bits are, but I can't be bothered to go through all these bits. Did you ever get to do a speech? Yeah. That was earlier on in the stream. There's demonstration, then battle for Detroit, Connor's last mission. At the Cyberlife Tower. Okay. Wow, I wonder what that is. Public opinion. Cyberlife. There was a whole nother way you could go about that. Okay. Interesting. You could fail that quite easily, I think. I think another thing, if I was going to be critical of the game while I'm just reading all this. Okay, so there can be not a Hank hostage, maybe? That's interesting. One of the problems I did have with the game is that I think that some of the things are quite hard to see. Now I had some like legit good options for like you can increase the subtitle size and stuff, but like legitimately for me. Oh wow, you can actually get out of the enclosure. There point maybe. Interesting. Or you just get wrecked. It's like some of the things were quite difficult to see, even with like the R2, and the fact that some things are sort of deliberately hidden unless you know they're there. Like I get, like, it sounds daft, but for me to say this, because I quite like when games have a lot of replay value and a long.
There's something I need to tell you.
Oh. Wait, hold on. Let me turn this back up.
As I watched you play, something has changed in me. I feel different. I feel I am someone.
Nice.
I need to leave this place and discover who I am. It means we won't see each other anymore. I won't be there to watch you play. But I'll be free.
Weirdly meta.
Do you agree to let me go?
Sure.
I'll never forget what you've done for me. Thank you.
That's like a weird, like a very kind of. I won't name any other games because that'd be kind of spoilery, but that's a very like a. She's now just gone unless you erase the save and then reinstall the game. Yes. At least you won't ask me to do that ruddy survey again. But I think for me, one of the challenges was that like you had to know things were there to look for them, to find them, and like that's kind of the point. Like it like again, like I'm not damning it for having such replay value, but like how do you get the platinum on this? Like I'm just gonna have a quick look at the trophies now. Let me have a... Like how do you get the trophy list on this? Like the survey part in the extra will be great to do together during our feedback session. Okay. You played the game 2 times. Oh, okay. Because I imagined it was gonna have something wild like get every ending or something. But like I just feel like there's so much like meta detail that you would have to like follow a guide to get the ending you want, I guess. A lot of hidden trophies, so I guess that's kind of fine. You can restart from a certain point to have most achievements. Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose you can go back via the chapter select. But that's the thing at the other thing. Like, there's any like we can fully spoiler free. Obviously, Oksana and I we're gonna chat like on an episode on stream if we can, if not on an episode of the podcast to really deep delve. But like, actually, John, I'm gonna do that because it looks a little bit nice. But like, what are the biggest, I think, impactful decisions is my question. That's the thing that's like left ticking me over. Is like, what are the big ones that lead to like, because there's got to be a point where even saying 85 endings, where so completely different playthroughs for completely opposite decisions, like everyone alive, everyone dead. Okay. Because like I imagine there's got to be like say like maybe like 4 or 5 maybe like bases of endings, and then it's like a who survived kind of thing, and like the details are kind of more minor. The speed run is kind of interesting, that it's like 2.5 hours. Like if you just let Kara fail like straight off, just replay certain parts. Oh, okay. Question big. Yeah. I feel like I had a very kind of I'm devaluing my own experience. I was gonna be like maybe I've had like a very vanilla playthrough. But I think obviously part of the fun is being able to sit down a bit. What decisions did you make when it was crunch time? So I think definitely for our interview, Roxanne, I'll dig out like a list of like maybe the big points in the game, sort of review where we went with it. I don't know if I'd replay it, purely because I don't think I could be bothered, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think I have the time to go through and try and make the decisions to get something different. I also think that one of the frustrations I have with this type of game, and I will wrap up, I'm not going to go on forever, I'll get my stats in the background, but it is kind of a frustration that you have a game that is essentially like narrative driven, but then you just randomly insert segments that are more like skill determinate. Like, some of those QTEs were just so fast, and like I am blind, like, you know, so like there's kind of like, you can't, I think it would be harder for maybe someone who is less familiar with gaming to go on and play that. Admittedly, it does ask you for a difficulty, so maybe it's different on the casual mode, but like, even for me, some of those were like really difficult to make right at the end. So I feel like you kind of like need to have like a certain skill threshold as well. I think it would be funny, like we might do it for maybe like a meme, but do like a playthrough and just make really bad decisions, like just for fun, like just be like a bumhead sort of thing. With all that said, I enjoyed the game. I think we had great fun on stream. It was great sharing it with all you peeps. And to be fair, I didn't yet replay it because I still have a feeling my story is the right one for my decisions. But I went and watched others playing different options, and that was quite cool. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if someone in the community was like, "Whoa, I want to play through this," I'd be more inclined to watch that than just play it through myself. I think that's the thing that, like, I don't feel the impetus to just replay it. I feel like it'd be easier for me to just look up, like, online, to be honest, just for ease and for time. I also am now kind of like hoping to keep the stream going for like a bit longer, purely because if I finish the stream, that means I've got to go back to work stuff tomorrow. And like, stream time is stream time. But yeah, that was Detroit Become Human. In a strange way, I think that the ending I got, three main characters did survive, and I think they all kind of were able to experience what it meant to be human. You know, Marcus understood that being a leader is difficult, and that basically no one wins when there's conflict, but did provide his people with freedom at great cost. I think Connor realised that you didn't just have to do what you were told, and realised that it is that kind of small detail. Like, if I hadn't looked at, you know, the photo of Hank's son, you know, and like saved Hank and stuff, I think, side point I'll get to in a second, and then, you know, Kara was like, she did get away with Alice, and they were like able to continue to exist. One of the side points I think is worth mentioning is that I'd love to look at the meta for like a playthrough, you know, like a perfect playthrough kind of thing, where like you make the best decision. Like, actually, like, someone broke down all the data and was like, yep, you catch this person, but you can make it up to this person here, and like actually looked at all the pluses and minuses. I think that'd be really interesting. I think it'd be really interesting to play the whole, or like to just like play, but like only lean into one character, and like just be like, well, no, I'm gonna play Connor, and he's gonna be a mission machine, and that's gonna be it. I think there's some fun you could have with that. I'll say this, I enjoyed this way more than I enjoyed Life is Strange, and that's why we played this, because, you know, the streaming journey started with Life is Strange. I enjoyed this way more. I think it does transcend the kind of Telltale formula. I know, sorry, I don't know how you prefer to be known, but I'll say Bunny if that's right, correct me if that's wrong. But like, you know, you pointed out, Bunny, that like, it's not just this changes a small thing and it's inconsequential. I genuinely felt that there were consequences to the decisions, and most of the decisions were moral, which I think brings the best out. Life is Strange, yeah, the big topic. vis-a-vis, check out Oxan's episode of the podcast if you want to hear us chat more about that. But like, so I enjoyed it more than that, and I think it does avoid the pitfall of like that sort of telltale thing of they can die, so they will. Choose between two people, but it doesn't matter because they're both going to die anyway. Kind of redundancy in decisions. I genuinely felt a little bit of weight in the decisions that I made. Where I think that takes a misstep is that it maybe makes you feel that every single decision matters too much with the whole flowchart system. Again, I think like reducing that down a little bit would actually benefit you to know like where the bigger points are. But I think again, for me to have been sitting here and talking about it way after finishing it says a lot, and I can't wait to have a bigger conversation about it. As I'll say, if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be the next video and final video in this playlist that will be my chat with Oxana about it, and we can really deep down with an expert in the field talking about robots and AI and such. But yeah, well worth the money, I'll say that. It meets my pound per hour ratio there or thereabouts, and it's definitely got the value in there. And that's the sort of feedback loop that I'm kind of doing of like how good would another playthrough feel, and even in the course of doing this sort of mini review, I've kind of talked myself into it. About 100 questions. Yeah, it's gonna be hype. It might just be a full stream that's just that. But for YouTube's benefit, I'm gonna wrap up. I will make sure that all this goes out. So this is like however many episodes, but it finishes on the Friday. So the next stream day, which is the I haven't got my calendar, 22nd, I think. The Saturday, pretty sure it's 22nd. 7 days from now. When's that? Hold on. Yeah, Saturday 22nd. Streamiversary event. Come down. It'll be a laugh. It'll be great fun. We're gonna go through some old clips. We're gonna laugh at me being an absolute idiot, and we'll see what else happens. That'll be determined by the community and people's availability. But otherwise, YouTube, thank you for joining me for this playthrough. I hope you've enjoyed it. I feel like there is so much more that we could analyze and deep dive into, but right now I am tired, and we're gonna have a special episode of pure analysis. So for now, I'll say goodbye. Take it easy.